I believe Jalen Hurts can be a starter in this league, and I believe Jalen Hurts is ready for whatever challenges present themselves because I watched him since he's been at Alabama, and he's always embraced the challenge. Even when he left and went to Oklahoma, he knew what those previous quarterbacks had done and what he had to live up to. But the bottom line is the Philadelphia Eagles also have to look out for the Philadelphia Eagles. And if they think or if they believe that a quarterback that they have the potential of getting up there early between these guys, underneath Trevor Lawrence, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, if they could get those guys, I'm pulling the trigger because I want competition, just like I wanted competition for Carson Wentz. But I also think if you've identified a guy that is leading your team into the future and you think it's better than Jalen Hurts, you take him. This is very simple for me. It's really not that complicated, and maybe somebody else can change my mind or get me to see a different picture, but it's really not that complicated if you like one of these quarterbacks more than you like Jalen Hurts or more than you liked Jalen Hurts when you took him in the second round last year.
Makes sense to me. Mike Tannenbaum, if you're sitting in that seat, and how are you approaching it with the one quarterback on your roster right now and the 6th pick in this draft?
I completely agree with Swagoo, which is the only grade you could give Jalen Hurts is a grade of incomplete. He's 77 for 148 in the NFL. You have to scour every option at number 6. Greeny, it would be like getting a learner's permit for a month and a half and then getting a Ferrari going in the left-hand lane. It takes time to play quarterback. And in 2022, there's only one quarterback in the draft in Keaton Slaughter. So if you're Philly at 6, you absolutely have to consider a quarterback. And let's give them credit. The only reason they won the Super Bowl 3 years ago was they had great depth at the quarterback position with Nick Foles. So they absolutely should consider it. And if they're convicted about a quarterback at 6, take him and then let the best player play. It could be Jalen Hurts. We simply don't know yet.
It's an important point. If anyone understands the value of a backup quarterback, it is the Eagles, who won it with their backup a few years ago. So, Schefter, what is your sense of it? What are you hearing about Philadelphia and how they will approach this circumstance?
Greeny, I told you this week that there's going to be a rush on quarterbacks in the first round. And so much so that it may work out to the benefit of the Philadelphia Eagles in 2 different ways. Number one, it pushes down one of the great players like a Jamar Chase right to Philadelphia, which would be a dream scenario. Or, in another case, you have Trevor Lawrence go, you have Zach Wilson go, you have Trey Lance or Justin Fields go, and then one of them is still sitting there at number 6 for some quarterback desperate team, whether it's the Chicago Bears or the Washington football team or the Carolina Panthers or the Denver Broncos, to try to trade up to number 6 to go get. But I told you there's going to be 4 quarterbacks picked within the first 6 or 7 picks. That's going to happen, okay? And so the Philadelphia Eagles, depending on how it shakes out, could be in a catbird seat of picking a top player at a top position or getting offers from a team that knows that it has to trade up to get a quarterback at that spot.
That is the scenario that makes more sense to me than what Dan is talking about. If you could get a king's ransom for that 6th pick because someone wants to come up there with a roster that is bereft of talent as they are in Philadelphia and use that as a springboard to rebuilding. That one makes a lot more sense to me. We will see, but that does feel like one of the pressure points as we work our way towards the draft. Again, round 1 is 6 weeks from last night. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.